This day, October 26, the Imperial family of Japan will remember for a long time. Daughter of Crown Prince Akishino and niece of Emperor Naruhito, Japanese Princess Mako destroyed all traditions, giving up his title and wealth, as well as his last name for love. At the beginning of October last year, it was officially announced that Princess Mako would marry Kamuro Kei. There will be nothing terrible in this news, but Mao decided to marry a commoner and ordinary poor guy. She had to leave the luxurious palace, forget her title, and start earning her own living. How has her life changed since then? What is she doing now? Where does she live and who does she work for? And why don't the scandals around her stop? Keep looking to find out. This is Brilliant Stories channel. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you won't lose me. Thank you, and let's get started. The Japanese monarchy is the oldest monarchy in the world. The imperial throne has existed for more than 2,500 years. The citizens of the country still honor and respect ancient traditions. The emperor of the land of the rising sun, beloved by the people, serves as a symbol of the state and the unity of the nation. The secret of the longevity of Japanese monarchy is simple. The emperors almost never had real power. The emperor participates in the political life of the country only symbolically, by participating in ceremonies and appointing new ministers. The last emperor, Akihito, had an interesting hobby, ichthyology, and a new species of fish was named after him. The interests of the current emperor, Naruhito, are sports and environmental conservation. However, let's turn to the laws that may surprise you. Because there are a lot of strange things in the Japanese royal protocol, members of the royal family must follow some strict rules. For example, they do not have the right to get a job. They can only do charity work. A woman from the imperial family cannot become a monarch, since the throne is passed only through the male line. A man can marry a commoner and keep his title. However, women from the imperial family, having also married a commoner, lose their title and their wealth. A woman who risked marrying a poor man for love gets the social status of her husband and is forced to leave the palace. That's why being a princess in Japan is an unbelievable role. Often many women from the imperial family have to make a difficult choice between title and love. What choice would you make, love or money? Write in the comments. And we will continue. Nevertheless, some Japanese women refused royal privileges and began a normal but happy life with the loved one. The former emperor of Japan, Akihito, married a simple girl many years ago, whom he met on a tennis court. In this happy marriage, 3 children were born, 2 sons and a daughter. The 125th emperor was on the throne for 30 years. After him, his eldest son Naruhito ascended the throne, and his daughter Sayako Kuroda renounced the title, married an ordinary clerk, and left the palace. Akihito's youngest son has 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. The next emperor should be his son, Prince Hisahito. And the heroine of our story, one of Akishino's daughters, Princess Mako, decided to give up her title and become the wife of an ordinary Japanese guy. The love story of this couple was very complicated, full of scandals and rumors. And today you will find out how their life turned out a year after their wedding. Princess Mako was born in 1991. As a child, she attended a girls' school in Tokyo, and at the age of 15 she took part in her first official religious ceremony. A teenage girl became an internet idol in her country when she was shown on television in Japanese school uniform. She became extremely popular, fans followed her every move. It was a heavy burden for the young princess. She studied abroad a lot in Dublin, Edinburgh and London, but during her learning, she hid that she was a member of the Imperial family. The girl behaved modestly and tried not to stand out. After reaching adulthood, Princess Mako began attending official events as an adult member of Japanese Imperial family. She has made several official visits to Paraguay, Bhutan, Honduras, Brazil, Peru and other countries. The princess graduated from the International Christian University in Tokyo with a bachelor's degree in art and cultural heritage. It was there that she met her future husband, whose name is Kei Kamura. He was an ordinary guy and didn't have any titles. He didn't match her status, but the princess fell in love and couldn't be with someone else. Their relationships lasted for years, and they decided to announce their engagement. But the wedding had to be postponed because of the scandal that broke out, and also because of a number of reasons that are shrouded in mystery. It is said that Kei Kamura's mother borrowed money from her friend for her son's studies, but the friend demanded she return 4 million yen. Through the court, and these financial problems prevented the wedding. This scandal got into the media. The princess had a hard time with their period of scandals. 80% of Japanese were against her marriage with a commoner. They didn't want taxpayers' money to be spent on the Kamura family. Citizens staged protests. There were also rumors in the press that Kamura was marrying the princess for money. People thought that he was not suitable for a girl from the Imperial family. Journalists mockingly described his appearance, especially his long hair, as well as his habit of buying fast food on the street. All this lasted for several years. It's hard to imagine how hard it was for Princess Mako to go through all this. Doctors diagnosed her with post-traumatic stress disorder. At the time, Kei Kamura left for the United States. There he received a law degree from the Fordham University. As a result, he earned money and paid off all his mother's debts within. That the conflict was settled and scandal subsided, and Princess Mako and her beloved man still got married in October 2021. We were created to support each other in joy and sorrow, Mako said at the press conference. Marriage is a necessary choice to live according to the dictates of the heart. The girl gave up her title and wealth, destroyed traditions, and did what she was meant to do. A feat in the name of love, not what her parents wanted her to do. She didn't want a lavish wedding. She also rejected payments that are due to women from the Imperial family who leave the palace. And this is more than $1 million. Mako and Kamura provide to everyone that money is not important to them. They got married only for love, not for wealth. Their wedding ceremony was too simple and modest for the royal house. The newlyweds did not want to spend a lot of money on the celebration. After the wedding, the former princess received her first civilian passport in her life. Usually members of the imperial family do not have it, since they have a special status. A year has passed since then. Mako is no longer a princess. She had to leave the palace and forget a sexual life. Her name was deleted from the family tree of the imperial house. She no longer has a personal bodyguard, no jewelry, and no money for the future. Now she has to earn them herself. She became an ordinary woman. After the marriage, the former princess and her husband decided to leave for the United States, to New York, where Kei Kamura was invited to work in a law firm. The couple rented an apartment in Manhattan. Rental housing in this area costs around $10,000 a month. Mako started working as a volunteer at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Since this work is not paid, they live on their husband's salary. It is reported that Mrs. Mako is working on an exhibition of scrolls of Ippon, a wandering monk of the 13th century who spread Buddhism throughout Japan. Now Mako walks the street of New York in ordinary European-style clothes, t-shirt, jeans and sneakers. It's hard to guess that this woman was once a princess, lived in palace and wore expensive dresses and tiaras. Now she, like an ordinary woman, goes to the grocery store and carries heavy bags herself. She doesn't want to draw attention to herself, but paparazzi sometimes take pictures of her. Apparently, this way of life is much happier for Mako than living in a palace with royal laws and ceremonies. Instead of money and jewelry, she got something more important: true love and quiet family happiness. And what would you choose in her place? A luxurious life in palace or a life with a loved one? Share in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. There are many amazing stories waiting for you. See you next time.